with the dum 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 dum. There you go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh goodness, it feels so good to be back in the studio. Woohoo! How are you this morning, D Mecca?
I'm good. Just getting the equipment back together. So
I know you've been the traveling king.
I ain't travel much, but did enough of it.
Yeah, you went to Baltimore for a party.
First, Atlantic City, the DJ Expo.
Yes.
Then Baltimore for sis and husband, and then come back. Then I had to do live locations at what am I working for? Rock and Soul. Yes, I know. But next beginning of September, I'll be in seclusion.
Uh-oh.
I found a hotel that I'm going to spend 3 days, peace and quiet, no cats, no nephews, no cousins, no ringing the bell for food delivery, and it's just gonna be me and my laptop putting my music back together. So
all right.
Yeah,
we've got more for you. So first of all, salute to the organizers of Harlem Week. It was absolutely amazing. Harlem came out this year. Salute to Donnell Jones. Ooh. Salute to Force MCs. Salute to, my dog Dougie Fresh. He killed it. Salute to Slick Rick. Salute to EPMD. I mean, sheesh. Drew Hill. Oh my goodness, Freddie Jackson. It was insane. Nice. A whole weekend. Shout out to Red Alert, DJ Hollywood, Funk Flex. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you.
DJ K-Star, welcome.
Also a huge shout out to Summer Stage and my girl Danny. They did an amazing program at Marcus Garvey. Okay. Over the week too for Harlem Week. It was amazing. It was all about dance, and Omar the Tap King put on a show.
Okay.
Amazing. He was talking about how Savion Glover had given him inspiration, and man, this brother took it to a whole nother level.
Shout out to Savion Glover. I mean, it's been a minute.
Yeah, man, Black was fabulous.
Please forgive me, y'all. Brother ain't had nothing, so pineapples is my morning energy. So
yeah, no problem. Get it.
And I'm black, straight out the can. So.
That's how we do here at the We Got Stra8 Convo.
Right.
So wait a minute, before we even bring on our talent today, I want to talk about this whole, abomination of our culture, or an attempt for an abomination of our culture. So this goes out to anybody who does not live the culture of hip-hop. It is based on the human experience. Yeah. I'll say that again. The human experience. That means we are not accepting no artificial anything as it comes to our culture. So shout out to all the people that were shouting from the top of the hill like myself, like, you ain't doing this artificial robot rapper crap.
Right.
Culture vulture madness. No, we're not having that. And salute to all the individuals that went out and protested, because Capitol pulled the plug quickly. I think historically that's the fastest cancellation of an artist I've ever seen.
You set the record.
Yeah, they definitely set the record. 1 week, y'all. 1 week. Yeah, come on, y'all. How are you going to take data from gaming and all of that and then try to create lyrics and storylines? No. Our culture is based on our experience, whether it be progressive, regressive, oppressive, whatever it is our life we're talking about. So I'm going to get off my little soapbox right now, but I had to say that because I'm sick and tired of people trying to take something that we created, made into a $1 trillion business, getting no recognition for it, but constantly trying to be taken out the game. It's not gonna happen, y'all.
Yeah.
It's here to stay. Thank you. about to speak on that because my head twisted. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, for me, I'm one out. It was more of the actual person that sold his soul to lend his voice to it, knowing that it was from the jump. You just sold your soul. I mean, I understand we all try to do things to get on, but that there, how do you expect to get respect if you write something that's artificial and then want the credit for it, but then when you come across real MCs, real hip hop heads that don't respect that, it's like, yo, bro, why didn't you just come out with it? Why you had to go through something that's not even part of hip hop at all? And you know, I mean, he had came out with a IG rant, but I was like, it's too late for that, bro. You already sold your soul.
Bro. Your ghetto pass is revoked.
I mean, I have no love for you behind it. I mean, listen, it's like being a DJ with an artificial DJ where you just show a robot doing all the work that you've done. The robot is just mimicking it. It's not like the robot came up with the ideas himself. But that's me behind the mix. Well, we got that's Paris Hilton.
Yeah, that's
playlist. It's like that's Paris Hilton. I mean, you know.
I mean, you know, the other side of it that really kind of pissed me off was they took every last cliche in our culture and made the character from it. He had green braids, demonic eyes, like the green eyes weren't even like EPMD's green eyes. They were just, or Hakeem's green eyes. They were these glowing green eyes. Like, cut it out. He had gold fronts. He had a nose ring. Like, jeez, come on, bro.
Listen, I got more respect for Max Headroom than I do for FN Mecca.
Listen, FN stand for boop, no. The F word, no. Because you are not at the Mecca, and I'm glad they didn't put CCA. Okay, they did KKA. Because that would have been a real abomination. So they had some sense that they knew that what they were doing was not right.
Yeah, so...
You know, it's the golden rule of hip-hop. There is no imitation. It's only original.
Yep.
Okay? That's not original, bro.
Not at all.
And algorithms, really? To create the lyrics? Do you not know, as somebody that's been in the studio and watch artists sit there and write their lyrics and go through the process of scratching out words and putting other words for the flow, how you going to get an algorithm to do that?
If anything, you should have been a ghostwriter.
Thank you.
You know, ghostwriters get paid. You know, a lot of people don't know who the ghostwriters are, but you could, if you wanted to be on that bad, you could have ghostwritten for someone, an actual live person.
Facts.
You know, someone that probably had a look.
Okay, my people's in the chat. I want to know what you think about this as well. So holla at us, because this is a real subject matter, and I'm glad that people didn't keep their mouths shut. I'm glad that the culture stood up, and they need an applause for that, because we was like, hell no, this won't go.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that's what we need to do more of, folks. If we don't speak up, it's going to all be taken away from us. Never underestimate the power of numbers. And, you know, with numbers comes lawsuits. With numbers comes class action lawsuits. So this is the world that we live in, and this is the world that we need to enact to preserve us. Because if not, we're going to be answering to robots. What?
What is that? Was it not I am
iRobot.
iRobot with Will Smith?
Yeah. Well, you see what happened to the robot in the end, though. Hello.
Yeah. So
I mean, and that leads into another conversation that we talk about, as far as, you know, this whole thing about automation. You know, I think technology is great as long as it assists humans.
Yes.
But once it gets to the point where it's replacing humans, I have to look at the human that is creating this. And why do you hate yourself? Because you're ultimately creating something to remove you.
True. Now, I understand if you're talking about using robots to help build, like massive structures, that's different, you know, because on our own, we can't like they built the pyramids. Like they still to this day, today's man's technology today still cannot handle how to build an actual pyramid.
Right.
You know, and the technology, like, yes, the technology made it easy for DJing, but it didn't make DJs. Right. You know, because I've always said this, before Serato, before the laptop, there was 500 DJs. Soon as Serato drops and everybody and their grandmother can afford it and get iTunes, now there's 10 million. 75% of them are still trash. Yes. So, you know, even those that were trash during vinyl, you know, they go and drop $2,000, $5,000 on the new equipment and still trash. Yeah. You know, it's the thing of it. The equipment doesn't make you make the equipment. Yes. And a lot of millennials don't get to understand that, and you know, they just want it because it's easy. It's got a lot of lights, buttons we could just push, and yeah, we can make it do echoes and all that. And it's like, yeah, but you echo every record, you echo every syllable. It's how do you expect to set a vibe, or how do you expect your audience to respect you? Because your audience has to hear you 2 times. If you do the same thing 2 times, they're tired. It's right. Like, yo, originality. Right. And you know, I kind of surmised it into record players, playlist DJs, and real DJs. To me, I come from the era where a real DJ had to do the rich. You know what I mean? A real DJ had to keep the dance floor hot. A real DJ had to know how to blend from one song to the other without missing a beat. Yep. Those are the qualities of a real DJ. But if you're doing it where you're standing around and dancing more than you're touching the wheels, that's a playlist. Dead giveaway playlist. If you see your dance floor vacate, then you played the wrong record and you can't switch that record and put them back on the dance floor, you're a playlist DJ. You know what I mean? There's certain codes to this business that really needs to be articulated, because it's being fabricated and it's not real. So let's go pay the bills. You're listening to We Got Stra8 Convo with me, your co-host Amelia Ismore, and my man, my brother from another mother, I am D Mecca. Yes, sir. We'll be right back. Shout out to K-Star in the chat. What's up? Yo. And all the soul riders. Yep. Good morning, soul riders. Where are y'all at? It's good to be back. Yeah. I swear, it feels so good to be back in the studio. That it does. Yeah, man. Felt like a month of Sundays. So what we got coming up in the future? Well, I'm actually working the U.S. Open, which is pretty exciting. You know, it's really wild. I've never done the U.S. Open. I've done every other major sporting event. You done Super Bowl? Super Bowl, yes. Ooh. All-Star, yes. Okay. World Series, yes. So this is my first U.S. Open, but I'm doing retail. Shout out to all my Aramark people. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Okay. Huge shout out to Kathmandu. Captain 10 in the building. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. What's good? That's Captain 10. Otis. Texas is in the building. Okay.
So, anybody in the chat, if you want to just let us know what you felt about FN Mecca being canceled on Capitol Records, you know what I mean? We ain't accepting no AI, no robotic rappers. No. Would love to know what your viewpoint is on that. Yeah, so that's about all that's going on with me. I mean, you know, what's really beautiful is Harlem is really starting to do a lot more events.
Yes, because I was actually surprised that they had something like the stage, the cover, you know, for Harlem Week, because that seemed like that stage was bigger than what's in front of the Harlem State Building. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean not the stage itself, but I'm just saying that because it's on a street. But it seemed like it was a lot of participants. The people.
Well, they extended the stage this year. Oh, and there was a few thousand people out there.
Oh, word?
Heavy. They so much so that they had to block the block.
The who? The block?
Yeah, they had to block the block. They had to put perimeters so that people could stay in the middle of the street.
So that was between what?
Frederick Douglass and
St. Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it was real. I loved it. Loved it.
Did you see all? You saw? Well, you did say you saw most of the acts, right?
Yeah, I even went backstage and shouted it out. And huge shout out to Mary Sierra. Oh my God, and Chill Will. It was so good to see the whole clan. You know, Big L. Well, not Lenny L. Not the real Big L.
Right.
But
not
the original.
Not from 139th Street.
No.
Okay.
But Lenny.
Yes.
And yeah, it was really cool. Oh, and you know, our mayor was actually there. So shout out to Eric Adams.
Well,
yeah, he's been doing a lot lately.
Speaking of, my block party, which was on 161st Street in Riverside, we had Saturday as well. And before he came to Harlem Week, he was actually up here with us for an hour.
Nice.
You know, shout out to Mayor Adams. You know, he came through. And I gotta give it to him because he wasn't one of those mayors that just shake hands, keep moving, shake hands. He good hour and a half. He was on this block party, just greeting the people, and then he got on the mic for a second. He said, "Yeah, I'm an Alabama boy, but today I'm Dominican," and everybody was like, "Whoa, yeah!" He got his clap. So my brother Kev was behind me. He said he just got 5. He just got 25 more votes just because he was Dominican. But yeah, shout out to him. My people. Shout out to Redbone. She was actually able to get take a picture with Mayor Adams. So, but yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, he's got a tough job.
Yeah.
At first, I was a little tough on our mayor. For some of the things that was happening in New York City. Right. But I understand, and what I'm learning just by watching his give and take is that politics is definitely a give and take. And so to get some things, you got to let go of some things.
Right.
And so I'm just hoping that, he keeps on doing this give and take, and we wind up getting a couple of things that are beneficial to our community, the actual voters that put him in office. And so patiently we wait.
Yeah.
Because, when he was borough president of Brooklyn, he did a lot. I ain't even going to front on that. I got a proclamation from him. So,
okay.
I've been supporting Eric for years. So it was really, it was cool to see him right there in Hollywood, chilling, too. He was chilling. Mm-hmm. He was talking to everybody. Yeah. He had his Secret Service around him, but they still allowed him to talk to the people, which was really cool. Because lots of times when they get that big, nobody can get near him, and
right.
It gets a little hectic.
Yeah, but dude.
He kept it funky.
He was shaking hands, hugging babies.
Yeah. Let's give him another round of applause.
Eating Dominican food. I ain't mad, bro.
Hey, Dominican food is good.
True. To me, all food is good.
If it's made well.
Right, yes. We just got to learn how to eat the right stuff.
Just make sure your chicken don't taste like wood.
Yeah, there you go. Shout out to Mike C, because he was at the what was it, Crash Crew? No, was it Crash Crew? Mikey C.
Yeah.
From Crash Crew. He was at the Harlem World. He was on the Harlem World stage too. There's a couple other people I can't remember because I saw the video. I didn't go.
Oh, it was hip hop history.
Yes.
We lived history.
Yes.
For Slick Rick to do 2 shows, because see what had happened the first night, I stood till EPMD, and I figured, EPMD just closed the show, so that was it.
Right.
So we left, and then when we came back the second day, everybody was like, "Yo, y'all left too late, too early." Slick Rick came on stage, and I was like, what? And so Dougie was there, and he was performing, killing it, doing his thing. And he says, "We've got the ruler." And I was like, yes. So I didn't miss it. So
good,
thank you,
good, yeah.
Slick Rick, for doing the encore performance.
Good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah, we got to do more things like this without incidents.
Yeah, no,
So that
it was
a good thing.
peace.
So it was peaceful. No gunshots. No muggings. No.
Now, Real Harlem came out for Harlem Week.
Yes.
Real Harlem came out for Harlem Week. I mean, we had the grandmamas regulating.
Nice.
We had the OGs, the young Gs, the babies, everybody all together in one spot.
Yeah.
And it was cute because they even had like this little area reserved for the old Broadway people, because early in the day they did Broadway.
Oh, okay.
And so they had Vivian Higginbottom, I think that's her name, that does Mama I Wanna Sing.
Okay.
So, legendary woman.
Okay.
And she was sitting there, and I got a chance to, to talk with her. And, it was just really nice to see all our legends out.
Shout out to the 32nd Precinct, because that was basically in their block.
Yep.
The 3-2. And hopefully everybody, didn't do too much overtime, didn't overwork themselves and stuff like that. Shout out to Harlem Hospital, because that was their neighborhood as well.
And my favorite library of all library.
Right across the street from Harlem Hospital, Schaumburg. Yeah, shout out to the Schaumburg.
If
Is it Schaumburg?
yep.
Yeah, Schaumburg. What's the one? Guggenheim is the one on Fifth Avenue. Right?
Yeah, Guggenheim. But Schaumburg is specifically to our culture.
Yes.
So if you really want to learn and discover things, they've got books that they don't even let out the library that are so old that it has so much information. Like, it is definitely worth your trip.
And you have to wear white gloves.
Yep, and you have to wear white gloves. That's the deepest part about it.
That I do remember that.
Yep. But just to see them, I went through the process just to go through the process and see what everybody was talking about. But it was amazing. It was really amazing. I was like, wow. No cameras, no nothing. You can't take any photographs. Nothing. It's deep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we're having technical difficulties with our guests, because
Uh-oh.
I don't. We've tried reaching out, no response. But
Well, we're just going to keep on talking about what's happening in hip hop and
Yes.
radio and music right now. So, God did the new record with DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Drake, Lil Wayne. I don't know.
haven't heard it,
Oh, you haven't heard it? Ah, interesting.
and really don't plan on it.
Oh, dear. Why?
I'm sort of tired of the new circular music, because to me, a lot of it doesn't hold substance that holds my interest in it. Not that I say it always have to have a message, but when you have people like Jay-Z, and who else you said was on it?
Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Drake. I think they even have Lil Baby on it. Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, not my cup of tea, but I'm sure once I get it in the record pool, I'll listen to it, and I'm not.
Here's the thing that I'm having an issue with. Hip hop was always about originality, right? And once you did it, it was done.
Yep.
And you challenged yourself to do something differently. And what I'm finding is happening is people are finding formulas that are working, and they're staying with that same formula to the point it becomes a word that my father used to tease me with, as far as redundant. It's the same stuff over and over and over. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes I'm the kid with the King's New Clothes, that story where the kid says he's in his drawers. Sometimes I feel like I'm the kid that's the only one that's hearing the redundancy of it. I'm like, yo, bro, that sounds like the 6 other records that they put out. But as a spiritual person, I got a problem with you talking about God and you winning, but you're bragging. And, you know, God asks us to be humble.
Yes.
So it's like, which God are you talking about? Because some people that worship other things call him God too. So at that point, it's things that make you say, So I don't know. I'm gonna listen to it a few more times. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to it a few more times just to kind of really get into the lyrics and see what they're really saying. But I don't know. The jury's out for me.
Yeah, because the new stuff there now, it's, you know, we went from the new millennial rap went from bees and hoes and money, guns and drugs, to now it's more of just bragging about themselves, to the point that like half of y'all don't even live what you preach. You know, most of this. Oh yeah, I got a Bentley. It's rented. It's rental. Yeah. I got a mansion, whatever room mansion.
It's leased.
Thank you. So it's like you know, you're rapping about stuff that you're not really living, instead of rapping on how you can get to that. But you know,
it's very interesting too, because today my roommate and we had this real conversation about more, and the impact of that.
Good morning, OG Breeze.
Hey, what's up, OG Breeze? It's kind of like, why aren't people content when they get to a certain point? Like, when you think about back in the day, everybody wanted to be a millionaire. Then when everybody became millionaires, everybody wanted to be a billionaire. Now nobody's content being a billionaire. Now they want to be a trillionaire. I mean, how much do you really need?
Now, nowadays, is shout out to my boy H in DC. He said everybody want to be a thousandaire. And be content with being a thousandaire. And I was like, what the hell is? Then I was like, a thousandaire. You know, you just make a couple of thousand, and then that's it. You don't want to advance, move up, or at least keep it going, because thousands don't last that long. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, my whole thing is find your comfort zone. But at a certain point, if your whole life is about acquiring more, then what are you really doing? Like, really think about that. Because at the end of your life, you talk about, I had $1 trillion. But what did you really do with that $1 trillion? Did you do anything with that? Other than just accumulating it? I think Warren Buffett said it the best. He says, after a certain point, what are you going to do? Get more money? You know, I mean, like, really, let's really think about this, folks, because there are people that are breaking the billionaire, threshold. And when I look at what their give back is, and not that you have to, but why wouldn't you? Well, you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you?
Hold that thought, because we do got to go back and we got to pay our bills.
We got to pay the bills.
So hold on, y'all, and we'll be right back.
She won. Oh, we're back. I'm sorry, talking off camera. Shout out to Senator Cardell.
Oh, shout.
She won the primary. So we're hoping that come the final election, there it is.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get back on the show.
Yeah, we need a senator like her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because she's out there. You know, she's another one that's in the streets doing what she needs to do, talking to, you know, her constituents and hearing what they need, you know. And, you know, at this point, people, we need to start holding our politicians accountable. Mm-hmm. And when they don't do what we need them to do, take them out and put somebody else in that will. I think we as Americans take the voting process so cavalier,
Right.
that it has gotten to this point where politicians know, oh, they don't care. Let me just get in and I'll do whatever I want to do. Mm-hmm. You know? And so if we start doing it like our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents did, you know, I think we'll have more success and some of the trials and tribulations that we're going through. Like, I personally feel like right now there needs to be a law with some of these major companies that a human connection must be mandated. You get a human. Because right now, bots are answering your customer service. Bots are handling your finances. You pay online. You don't speak to a human. And when you have a problem with a payment or whatever, it takes you weeks to resolve the issue.
True that.
Whereas, and that's because we allowed them to do this. So there needs to be a law to protect the consumer.
Hint Spectrum, hint Verizon. That, yeah, you know, because
Apple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Walmart. The list goes on.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's insanity, you know. But that's me off my soapbox again. I don't know. I'm having a soapbox Friday.
Right. OG says, should votes just for the fact that our people died for?
Yes, I agree.
Matter of fact, call in, and if you got questions, if you got something to say, call into the number. What's the number?
The number is 347-305-5205. I'll give it to you again. 347-305-5205. Yeah, let's let it be a listener show today. Let's talk to our listeners. I always love doing that.
Yeah, like we had Miss Webb.
Shout out to Miss Webb. I love her.
Yeah.
I've been following her ever since.
Can't let it go to her head, but yeah.
Get it, girl, get it.
Look at here, what it says. Yes, sir. That's the number. 347-305-5205. Call in.
Come on, let's hear this phone ring. Let's
speak to our listeners. See what's going on.
Yes, whatever you want to talk about, let's discuss it.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. So how's my sister, Miss Lynn?
She's doing good, dealing with the Miami lifestyle. So it's an adjustment like anything else. Oh, and one thing I do want to talk about is this whole paradigm shift that I'm seeing in hip hop. So I'm beginning to see a lot of artists going back to the root of hip hop and talking about their personal experiences and progressivism and community. And I just want to salute and applaud them because, it's time. And also this new trend that I'm seeing where everybody's educating everybody on the business of music. About damn time. Okay. Okay.
All right.
So, and I'm thinking about jumping in that game. So, be on the lookout and for an 8-class course on the music industry conducted by yours truly.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna go in. We're gonna go in this course.
Like I said, for me, teaching is sort of that too, because of coming in the right way of learning how to DJ instead of just being a push button. Learn how to hold a turntable, how to use a turntable, just in case your controller breaks.
That part.
Yeah, that part. Because these turntables now, they're built like Russian tanks, made to last. And learn how to mix, not just throw records on. Anybody could throw records on. Point in case, FN Mecca, it was like it's the IA. They've learned to throw records on, not mix records, and mix records intelligently, not just because this is 1 BPM and this is another BPM. It's the same BPM. No, that's not how DJing works. You want it to make sense. So let's do that.
Exactly. Come on, y'all. Where's these phone lines? I see everybody on.
OG Breeze, man. Go ahead and just call on in, man. Let's hear that early morning Barry White voice.
I like that.
Yeah. he's a dude. They got him and my boy Dog Style. They got that Barry White morning voice.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You got that deep voice, Mecca.
To me, it don't sound deep. I'm like, yeah, all right, if you say so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got that deep voice.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't know what to tell y'all. Like I said, we were supposed to have a guest. We reached out, no response. One thing we won't put him on blast like that. There we go.
Oh, hey, caller.
Who's this?
And I just love the ringtone. Can I just say that?
Right.
Jam to the ringtone.
Jam to the ringtone.
It's a hello. Hello. Who's the caller?
Hello.
Good morning.
See, there he goes.
Oh,
OG
yeah,
Breeze.
you definitely have that Barry White voice.
OG Breeze, what's good?
Everything good, and I can't complain.
That's what's up, man. How you been, man? How's your week?
So far, so good. Good. You know what I'm saying? These days, I wake up, it's a blessing. You dig?
Oh, man. Oh, man. Shout out to little OG. How's little OG, man? I ain't,
Man, it seems like he ain't gonna stop growing, man. He's almost taller than me now.
Oh.
They do that.
Yeah. What do they call them? Growth spurts? Yeah.
Wait till he starts robbing your sneakers.
We sharing sneakers now, trust me.
Yeah, it's over.
Lord.
It's over.
Oh, boy. I hear you, bro.
It's a wrap. Sneakers, trading clothes and stuff like that. So I got a son and a little brother at the same time.
I know that's right.
Okay. That's what's up, bro. So what's good with you, man? What you got to talk about?
I want to talk about the DJ part, though.
The DJing part?
Even though I've been out. Yeah.
I'm trying to get into your realm, bro.
Go ahead, talk to us.
I said I'm trying to get into your realm. I went out since I started working at Rocket Soul. I went and brought one of these.
The
MPC studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. What was that? Static and DJ Static and Proof was like getting on my case. Like, why don't I? And I was like, I like to leave that to the professionals. Right. You got we had rest in peace Big Hub and Shazam and all that. So I leave that to the professionals. So,
but what did you want to say about the DJs?
I mean, even though I've been out of the game for at least, following me going about 8 years, I haven't touched turntables like that in about 8 years. However, I always go back to the first time I saw a DJ at the park, right? As soon as I saw him control the crowd, that's what I wanted to do. And I've been doing that since, giving my age away now, but since like 79, 80. Right?
Man, you about old. You mean you the same age, bro? What you crying about?
Hey, man, listen. But the thing about it was that it was always about creativity, originality.
Yep.
You know, and until Serato came along and made the DJ become lazy. Why? Because now you don't have to carry 50 million crates to a gig. You know, you just carry your laptop.
Yes,
but
sir.
at the same
Yes,
token, the way you work your physical crate is the same way you work your crates on your laptop. It's no different other than the physicality of it. And every skill that you're supposed to have with DJing, that lacks now. Because they say, well, what I need my ear for when the computer can tell me what I should be doing by the DPM. But it's not just about the DPM, it's about your record selection.
Yes.
The key of playing your music in. You know, and reading your crowd.
Yes.
And not playing for yourself as a DJ, but playing for your crowd.
Yes.
Because you have to touch each and every soul that's in that crowd. You know what I mean?
You made a very valid point when you talk about the crowd. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to various clubs and the DJ will be in his booth jamming and the dance floor be empty. I'm like, bro, how could you be jamming if the dance floor is empty? Like, you're not doing your job.
And that also contributes to, you know, as far as the crowd is concerned, especially in today's time, everybody's distracted by that phone.
Yeah.
See, the crowd, the party could be rocking, but everybody's going live. Oh, I'm here. We doing this, we doing that. But
see outside.
It's like, right. And it's like, you know, back in elementary school, where you had the boys on one side and the girls on the other side. You know what I mean? And nobody's intermingling with each other.
Oh, yeah.
People are texting each other in the same room on opposite sides. Like, really?
But even what's even worse is that they're sitting right beside one another and they're texting each other.
Right.
I'm like, dude, just look to the right and say what you got to say. It's like, it's so crazy. Yeah, it's a lost. You know, we had, you bring up a very valid point. So we were at a family cookout, all right? And you know how the younger kids congregate with themselves and then the older folks congregate with themselves, right? We were having a blast, acting a fool, all of us. We're looking at the young kids and we're like, y'all don't know how to party. You just really have lost the art of having a good time. Because you're so preoccupied with what you look like that you don't let loose. And part of having a good time is letting loose and not caring what you look like.
Right.
Because all you're going to talk about is the next day is how much of a fool you
how much of a good time you had.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? How much of a good time you had for acting like a fool. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you're at a party. That's the time you're supposed to act a fool. You know? But instead, they'll get on a train or they'll be in a McDonald's and that's when they decide to act a fool. It's like, y'all got it backwards.
Yeah.
At the wrong place at the wrong time and get caught up. You know.
Or if you play a twerk record, all of a sudden they lose their mind. Out of being a wallflower to a twerk machine. It's like, get it.
Yeah. Oh, that was the funniest.
But I also want to say too, sorry to cut you off, sis, about the voting. As far as the voting is concerned, even if you don't like the candidate's platform, the simple fact that our people in the 50s and 60s fought for this right, and they lost their life fighting for this right. And the privilege was given to us. Because to them it's not a right, it's a privilege. Just for that mere fact, you should be voted. Since the day that I've registered to vote, I have never missed a day of voting.
That's excellent.
And I don't like none of the candidates. You know what I mean? So, just for that mere fact, people get in those voting booths.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that you brought that up, because I feel like we as the African American melanated community is not utilizing that voting process correctly. What we should be doing now is creating a voting block, okay, that says that the Hispanics do, that the Asians do, that other cultures do, and get the LGBTQ does, and saying this is our agenda. And if you want our vote, this is what we need. This is what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Historically, we have always, and we being the African American vote, has always been the constituents that carry and bring various politicians into office. Historically. But what we don't do is we don't give a cause and effect. And so what I've been asking everybody to do is think about what you want that politician to do for your community and hold them accountable. Galvanize as many people as you possibly can to say, yep, if you want this 1,000 vote block right here, this is what you need to do. And if we can start doing that, then we can go into the next phase that all these other communities do, is actually have a lobbyist in Capitol Hill talking to the remainder of the senators and representatives to carry on our agenda. Once we mobilize to that point, then we'll start seeing reformation and adjudication and all that other big word stuff that relates to our community. But because we're so individualistic and we're so individualized in our voting, that they just know that we can always swing. And as long as we stop swinging, we're never going to get what we want. Just not.
Because they're going to, because they're going to make it sound, well, the way they talk to us makes it sound good, but it's not in our best interest. You know what I mean? And we have to, as a people, look past that. And like you said, to let them know what we want. You don't get what we want, you don't get our vote.
Bingo.
And that's the bottom line.
And if it took one time where the black vote did not vote, then they'd really see our impact. Because of the mere fact that you did not apply what we asked you to do. You know, and I'm beginning to see that happening right here in Harlem. They've been trying and trying and trying. They ain't stopped to gentrify Harlem. But Harlem has made it clear that you are not going to do it. And it's funny, I'm watching it happen. Like about 2-3 months ago, we spoke about it, Mecca, where there was a white guy that had needles, and he was trying to inject this one brother, and the brother winded up fighting the guy, right? Because the guy swung on him first. It was a white guy. When the cops came, they ran after the black guy. Well, let me tell you, everybody, not just somebody, everybody that was in that area right in front of Adam Clayton Powell's statue ran to that area to the cop and was like, oh, hell no. If you're going to put cuffs on him, you got to put cuffs on the white guy because the white guy started it. I mean, everybody. That warmed my heart so much because I was like, finally, we're getting it. Finally, we're realizing that if closed mouths don't get fed, gotta speak up, y'all.
Yeah.
You can't just let it happen and say, that's just the way it is. No, that's just the way we allow it to be.
Right.
You know, there I am on my soapbox again. I don't know. It's Soapbox Friday. But thank you so much, because this is real stuff that we really need to talk about.
Yep. That's why we call it Convo.
So, word to the warning. For those of you that come into Harlem, if you don't acclimate to this culture here in Harlem, you will be ostracized. You will be rejected, and you will feel uncomfortable and want to move. Period. End of the PSA.
In layman's terms, we'll put your ass on blast.
There you go. And I've seen it. I've seen people walk people up the stairs saying, do you know why they call this the village of Harlem? Because of Seneca Village. And if you don't know what Seneca Village is, you need to go to Central Park and go find that statue.
Right.
I'm like, give it to him. I'm behind him saying, give it to him. Let him know. Harlem, we won't go.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. So what you got coming up, man? You got anything coming up?
No, not really.
What you doing for the weekend?
Doing some school shopping.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 6 a.m. reveille is around the corner.
Ooh. Really.
I remember.
But other than that, just appreciate the platform that y'all doing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sham, give him your IGs and stuff that anybody wants to follow Mr. Barry White.
Yeah.
Everything is the original DJ Breeze. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff.
That's what's
the original DJ Breeze.
The Orig, ORIG DJ.
Thank you for being a culture keeper, sir. Thank you. We salute.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Yes,
thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, my brother. We got 5 minutes left. We're going to get ready to wrap this up.
Oh, wow. That went that fast?
Yeah, we didn't do our 45-minute break,
Oopsie.
but that's okay.
That's okay.
All right.
The conversation was too good. The company was wonderful.
Yes. That it was, man. Anybody else out there? Oh, matter of fact, Otis, Caputan, why don't you call in?
Yeah, come on.
Caputan, OG
Yes, sir. Let me make room for Big O.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thank you so much for coming on. It was good talking to you.
Same here, darling.
All right, brother.
Y'all take care.
All right. Peace. Caputan, where you at, man? Big Texas.
Oh, I love Texas.
Yeah, he out there in big
Dallas,
long,
Fort Worth.
He's in Dallas, yes.
Oh,
He's near Dallas. I don't know if he's in Dallas, but he's near.
They got the only stadium. Here we go.
Hello. Who we got?
Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning. Who's
Caputan?
This is me.
Big O. The big.
This is Otis.
See, listen. What's up with all my peoples with these Vaughn Hopper, deep Barry White radio voices? There's another dude that can get on the radio.
I ain't complaining at all. This is lovely.
I'm sure the ladies love it, but I'm sitting there like, yo, we could do stunt double, voice stunt double work for James Earl Jones. We got Big O. We got Big O. We got OG Breeze. We got Dog Style. Everybody, man, listen. We can we can corner the market.
So, what part of Texas are you calling from?
I'm calling from Dallas.
Oh, you are in Dallas. Okay. Okay.
Well, I used to live in Dallas, but now I'm mostly close to Durham, Virginia, Fox. Grew up there.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got the only stadium.
Yeah.
They got the only football stadium, I swear. That 60-foot TV screen, it was so hard for me to watch the physical game because I was too busy watching the TV. I was like, this makes no sense. I spent all this money to come see a real game, and I'm watching TV. I was like, wow.
This is true. On every side, that's it.
Yeah, y'all do things big for real.
Shout out to Bronx Harlem Girl. Hey,
yeah.
Bronx Harlem Girl.
So, talk to us. What were some of the things that you'd like us to know? If you got anything, because today is Soapbox Friday.
Yes.
Oh, man. Well, years ago, I used to DJ years ago, back in the 80s. It was funny, I was telling Breeze on another channel that
one day I got called to. I got asked to do a boat party, and there was when I was DJing, I DJ around the neighborhood. But then when I had to do this, and it was a special event, and goes into what you were speaking of earlier with Breeze, was you have to work your craft. So I had told Breeze, man, I said, man, I DJ with a cassette tape.
Hey,
I had 2 different turntables, and so, but at that time I was playing all this hip hop. Well, it wasn't hip hop then, I guess it was rap or whatever, West Coast and East Coast and all that stuff. So I'm sitting up here, about to work my brain. So the ladies were, more mature, let me put it that way. But it was strictly for them. So, and I'm DJing. I'm like, man, I got to find me some Patti LaBelle. I need to find this. So I'm playing instrumental of NWA and then mixing in, the Patti and Luther and everything else. So it's because Bree was like, man, how did you do that? I was like, man, it was like Mecca would do when he mixing, what's the term you use, Mecca?
Improv.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to improv like that, And so at the end of the event, the lady was saying, man, you was jamming, but we normally play games and all this stuff, but everybody said, no, we want to keep hearing the DJ music. So I agree with y'all when y'all was talking about working the crowd and things like that, but I was nervous as all get out.
But you're a real DJ.
Yep.
See, that's what I'm talking about. And shout out to you DJs that started the game, started the culture, because the ingenuity that you needed,
right? Because
the technology wasn't really there. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have it where you could pull it back. You know what I mean? You guys created that, and it's just, there is a documentary that DJ Benton out of Atlanta did on the history of DJs. And he interviewed so many people, and, like Theodore with the needle drop, and just all the different things that you guys did using cassettes and things of that sort. It's like pretty cool. Like, the kids nowadays don't know anything about that. They can't press a button, forget it.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I remember I used to break my back carrying records, and then I had like a house speaker, and then I found the DJ speaker. It was like my stuff was just all over the place. So it was like I had whatever I needed to make it work. I made it work when I had speakers redone and everything.
Yeah, that's the fly part about it. But you learn so much about it, though. You know what I mean? Like, you could definitely create your own scenario. Salute.
That's true. That is so true.
Salute. We were also talking about voting. What's your viewpoint on voting?
I agree with what you were saying, what Breeze was talking about, because I remember when I turned 18, my grandmother sat me down and she gave me a good tutelage on voting. However, she taught me to evaluate and look at all candidates. It don't make no difference which side of the aisle they own. But, just look at what they've done, and I guess today's term, look at their receipts, and see what they have done. And so that's what I had started doing. So I vote, but I think for now it's like like you said a few minutes ago, we're not galvanized in certain areas in our community where we can make a difference. To where I know some people done heard like Oak Cliff. Years ago, Oak Cliff I hear was, pretty much predominantly black and people upper middle class, and they did well. And then on top of that, they made some things happen in their area, and with the voting, with the local voting and everything else, these are the things that they did. So with that being said, I agree where we have, there's blood to vote. And we see that the system is constantly trying to fight that out, but we have to stay the course to, to exercise our right to vote, continue to exercise our right to vote, and hold these candidates responsible and accountable. And like y'all was saying, it's, just making sure that they deliver and what we needed in our communities and our people and our young people, because they are the future coming up. So we need that.
Agree. Well said. Well said. And the other thing is I think that there's a disconnect between the generations that we need to reconnect with. It's beautiful the way your grandmother sat you down and explained the purpose of voting. You know what I mean? Explain that whole system. Our young people don't necessarily really get it. The ones that are socially active do, but the ones that are taking day to day, they could care less, And
which is true.
And that's the constituency. That's the group of people that we really need to tap on their shoulder and be like, look, we can't afford it. We can't afford you to not care. We can't afford it. We can't afford it.
Right.
It's just that simple because...
on another note, too, in addition to what you're saying, sorry to cut you off, is like our school system is, I don't want to say in disarray, but be a constant shift in that area because I work for a local school district here. I'm not a teacher or nothing, but I can see the changes to where it went from when I was coming to school where teachers really taught us, and in so many areas they became our parents in the way it means that they gonna discipline us just like our parents would. But that's not the point that I'm trying to get to. But the educational part of it is where now it's like you have to teach this system as opposed to teaching they don't say arithmetic now, but so it's like they're not really teaching. And so what you're saying, we have to sit these kids down. It's almost like they go to school and they get taught something. Then when they come home, it's like we have to program them back to the foundation of our history and things of that nature.
Well, I mean, when you started going into a school and you had to have metal detectors, that right there tells you that there's a problem. That right there tells you there's a problem. And, it's unfortunate that this is the scenario. I am an educator, and now I'm an education advocate. Graduated with a degree in everything and did special after-school programs. And, firsthand I saw the deterioration, like just the whole destruction of the education system. And it's disgusting. It's like kids come in, and I'm talking to fifth graders, and they can't break down words phonetically. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know that TH or PH or PS is sigh? Like, come on. They're pss.
Right.
I'm like, what's pss? That's not pss. That's sigh. PSY is sigh. Like, come on, y'all.
Right.
Fifth grade.
True.
Like, this is not good.
Right.
And teachers are too busy. To me, I think where we went wrong is we gave too much rights to the children, where teachers were caught up. Teachers can't teach. Teachers can't discipline. Teachers. I come from a family of teachers, right? And I go home and I sit with my younger cousins, and they're talking about kids beating them up. Elementary school children that have ADHD or some other complications, and they're actually hitting them. No, that child needs to be removed from the classroom. Period. And it's unfortunate that these kids are caught up in a system that regulates turmoil, like regulates disasters, enables disasters. Because back in the day, if you hit a teacher, the teacher hit you, and then your parents came and both of them hit you on top of that. And don't let your aunt or uncle or grandmother find out that you hit a teacher. You was getting hit from them too. Like, what's the matter with you? But that's getting gone. Now that's child abuse. No, that's regulating a child. A child needs to understand certain boundaries so that they can understand how to grow and explore. You cannot let a child do anything and everything because that condones or endorses disorder.
Right.
Their mind don't work the way
I agree with Breeze that said, because that's been my thing, the education starts at home. I remember here locally, me and some guys, we was hanging out at the Cigar Lounge, and they were talking about this personality person was doing a big event, and it was in downtown Dallas, and one of the guys made a point where, man, they need to take some of that money and put it in the education system. So we were going back and forth. I said, well, the education needs to start at home.
Yes.
I said, we as parents should, we should regulate, say, hey, let me see your homework. Let me see what what you're studying, and let me help you with it. And so, but then I want you to see, it's like my son one time, and he come home and he was like, the teacher wants me to write one definition. I said, well, I want you to write 3 total. But I want you to understand what this meant and what, and everything else. So he got a little attitude about it. So what was so interesting, when he had to do a quiz, he knew how to spell the words, and then he knew the definition of it. He was all excited. I said, I'm not being hard on you. I'm just trying to, I'm being a parent.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And also educated. So it does work, but it just has to be a balance in that,
Well, thank you so much for calling in. DJ D-Mecca is giving me the clue, like, hey, it's time to wrap the show. But yo, we love you guys calling in. Thank you so much. Capitan, I salute you for being a great father, a great educator, and a real brother. Thank you. And keep that Barry White voice going. Well, that's our show, y'all.
No problem. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you. That's our show. We survived yet another We Got Stra8 Convo right here on Twitch TV /IMD Mecca, as well as She's the Boss Radio. Catch us every second and fourth Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Deuces.
Peace.